Let's bring in former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, as well as Professor Emeritus at the Johns Hopkins University of Medicine, Dr. Ben Carson. Dr. Carson, before we get to a lot of key things that are happening in this political year, the war on cops, crime, that is a huge issue this election year, as we now pay our final respects to this heroic 31-year-old officer killed in the line of duty. Your thoughts, Dr. Carson?
Well, those people who are protesting against police brutality and various things, which does occur, but is very, very limited, they don't realize the contribution that police make to the harmony that goes on in our society. Can you imagine just 24 or 48 hours with no police? Can you imagine the chaos that would ensue? These people should be honored. They're not paid high amounts of money. They put their lives on the line all the time. And we need to bring back respect for the police.
Do you think we'll see a change in tone? Because what a stark contrast, as we were talking. You know President Trump so well, and he took the time. He flew up to New York and he visited with the family, went to the wake, consoled them, gave, I thought, a really eloquent statement afterwards. And yet the juxtaposition, it's almost like the world's upside down. We have the current president of the United States who still hasn't even called the family or said the name. How big of a deal do you believe crime is going to be this election time? And what a stark contrast between the two leaders, Dr. Carson.
Well, I know that President Trump is very concerned about this issue, concerned about the safety of the people. Isn't that what the government is supposed to do? It's supposed to protect its citizens? And the police are a big portion of that, and he believes strongly in that. And I think you'll see a big change in tone should we have a change in administration, which I hope and pray we do.
Absolutely. And Dr. Carson, real quick, I know we had you on about the African-American vote. It seems to be dwindling a bit on President Biden's side, where we've seen President Trump increasing. Your thoughts real quick as to where that's headed in November?
Well, Black people obviously have eyes and ears and a brain just like everybody else. And they're seeing there's less food on the table, less gas in the gas tank, more wild criminals roaming in their neighborhoods who aren't being prosecuted, and that people who are coming in illegally are being put ahead of them in line. I think people don't like that. And I think they have a right to question their loyalties in that situation.
Yeah, no doubt. And you could see that many people are very, very upset at some of the priorities of this administration. We all deserve to put Americans first. There's no question about that. Dr. Carson, we love you. Really great to have you here. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, Rita.